this is Jill Ciminillo with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and today I am in California with the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. And since we've already done a walk around of this vehicle, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to tell you 5 good things, 5 bad things, and then I'm going to give you some brief driving impressions. So let's take a closer look right now. All right, so let's start with the good things on the exterior of the vehicle. So first off, you have standard LED headlights on every trim of the Corolla Cross Hybrid. Now, you do have LED fog lights as you move up in trims, but headlights, LED, standard, and you're going to have standard LED tail lights as well. Not to mention the fact that all-wheel drive is also standard. And when you are looking at a vehicle that is going to cost just under $30,000 at a base price, I think that's pretty awesome. Definitely something that is on the like list. The second thing on the good side of the spectrum is going to be the seat adjustment. And this is an XSE trim, so this is going to be your top trim with the power seats. But what I like here is the fact that your seat bottom adjusts. So this right here goes up and down. And for somebody who's short, that is really helpful because frankly, it allows me to scoot back a little bit and not have to worry about whether or not my leg is going to bump on the underbelly of this dash. So just this stupid, simple little adjustment right here makes my good list. Now, the third thing on the good list is going to be the fact that this gets the new Toyota Infotainment System, and that means it has a wireless environment with wireless Apple CarPlay. For the fourth thing on the good list, I want to come to the back seat of the vehicle because even though this is a compact SUV, there is actually a decent amount of space here. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they curved out this seat. And okay, somebody who's 6'4" is probably not going to feel super comfortable back here, but an average sized adult is going to be fine. They'll have plenty of foot room, plenty of knee room, and the fact that this is soft gives you just a little bit more play. I'll also point out in the upper trims, you have a little pull down here with some cup holders. But the real reason I wanted to bring you to the back seat for my fourth favorite thing and my fourth thing on the good list is the fact that you have a vehicle that costs less than $30,000 and you have standard air vents back here. There are luxury cars that have not been putting air vents in their back seat, and this $30,000 Corolla Cross has air vents. That gets a thumbs up. Now, the final thing on the good list is going to have to do with power and fuel efficiency. The Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid gets a 16% increase in horsepower and a 40% increase in fuel economy. So you've got more power and you've got better fuel economy. That is a win-win-win-win-win. So you're looking at 196 horsepower and an average of 42 miles per gallon in combined driving. And I want to say, and I'll tell you about this more in my driving impressions, horsepower matters. This actually feels peppy. So that's going to round out the good list. All right, it is now time to transition over to the bad things on the Toyota Corolla Cross. And I'll be honest with you, with a price range between $30,000 and $33,000, you can overlook a lot. But if I had to pick 5 things, I'm going to start with the engine. I know it's one of the good things. I love the extra horsepower, but there are not a lot of sound deadening materials in this vehicle, or I guess I should say there are not enough sound deadening materials in this vehicle to really dampen the sound of this 4-cylinder engine. So under hard acceleration, you're really going to hear that buzzy sound. But for an entry-level-ish kind of vehicle, it's to be expected. But like I said, it is noticeable. For the second thing on my do not like list, we're going to come right here and we're going to talk about the wireless charging. This is my new pet peeve in vehicles. I really don't think an automaker should offer wireless charging if they aren't going to make it work. You do not need to keep up with the Joneses. You do not need to include a feature just because everybody else has it, because if it doesn't work, it is going to become a pain point, and this right here is a pain point. In addition to not having a really good grippy pad here that will keep your phone in place. So my phone slid around, which meant that it wouldn't stay on to charge. When it did charge, it kept overheating. So this doesn't work very well for me. There needs to be a cool pad, and there needs to be some kind of a rubberized something to hold your phone in place. Because this, as it is, doesn't work, and it makes number 2 on the bad list. For number 3 on the bad list, we're just going to move down here and we are going to talk about cup holders. It is 2023 here, and we know Americans like their cup holders. And this is a really, really crappy cup holder. There are no rubber prongy things to hold in smaller bottles. There's no rubberized pad at the bottom. You're going to put a tall Starbucks coffee in here and it's going to go whoosh. So good thing that this material looks very sturdy and cleanable, because you are probably going to be cleaning up a lot of spills. I would not put anything in here that doesn't have a tight cap. This is a horrible cup holder. So that's the third thing that I don't like. While I understand that the world is going towards USB-C ports, this actually makes the 4th thing on my do not like list. There are only USB-C charge ports in here. I see this as kind of a transition vehicle. You're going to have a mixed age range of people buying this vehicle, and I would love to see at least one USB-A charge port in here, because, by the way, again, not using the wireless charging because it's crappy, so you're going to have to plug in your phone to charge. And if you only have a USB-C port, people are probably going to have to buy an extra cord for that. And I don't know, if you're owning the vehicle, maybe you would do that. But you have a USB-C port here, and then when you come into this little armrest area, you have another USB-C port there. You do have an kind of an auxiliary jack here, so you could buy a converter to plug in there that would have a USB-A port. But I don't know, I just really think that you could put a USB-A port in here somewhere. I like the fact that they have USB-C ports, but I am really appreciating vehicles that have both these days. Now, the final thing on my bad list, or the things I do not like, is really, really picking nits. This is the top tier trim, so the XSE, and it does have heated seats, and they work really well. So yeah, that is not the thing that I don't like. What I don't like is there is no heated steering wheel. It is not even an option. And when you are trying to make a fuel-efficient vehicle, I mean, obviously the goal is to not jack up your heat. You want to create maximum warmth with minimum effort, and minimum effort would be offering a heated steering wheel. So I think that's a bit of a miss. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. I don't think it's a deal breaker. This vehicle costs $33,000, but it's just a bit of a miss. So that wraps up my do not like list. Obviously, the things I like on the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid are far greater than the things that I don't like. All right, it is time for me to do a few brief driving impressions for the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. And I don't know if you can hear that, but I just did a really hard acceleration. And that was the buzzy engine sound that I was talking about when I was on my do not like list. But in general, the extra horsepower on this specific vehicle is really good. You can definitely tell the difference, and you can certainly feel the electric boost that you get from the hybrid powertrain. I think this has a little bit more of a sportier driving dynamic, and it feels a little bit more fun to drive. I think this would be a great Chicago vehicle. It's excellent in passing maneuvers. You get really good torque for off-the-line starts, and just, you know, that mid-level passing boost of speed that you need on the highway. I like the design of this vehicle. I like this smoky black badging that distinguishes this from the regular gasoline model, and I love the standard LED lights. I love the standard all-wheel drive. I love the air vents in the rear seat. There is so much to like about this vehicle. In fact, as I alluded to at the end of my bad things, there's more to like than there is to not like. So if I had to sum up the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid in a sentence, I'd say this is an attractive vehicle with some nice interior amenities with a really good price tag, and you get the best of both worlds with extra power and some really nice fuel efficiency. All right, that is all I have to say about the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid, and there is a lot more to say about this vehicle than I could fit in this video. So be sure to check us out on the web at pickuptrucktalk.com, where I'm going to have more details, and be sure to check out the long-form walk-around video I did last summer. But that's all I have for right now. So thanks for watching, and I will see you down the road.